Morning.
Yeah,
Another day.
good, thanks. Yeah, good, thanks. Good.
Pretty bored. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to, okay. I'm going to be honest. This is bad, but this is actually probably a anecdote for how we're all feeling. Last night, or yesterday, sorry, I actually confused two users because so many of my tickets have the same problem. I actually confused, and I was like, "Oh, but I talked to you before, and you said this was happening, and it was like, no, that was someone else, and I had to check my phone. I'm not proud of that, but it's it's what I'm doing. Nothing much you can help with that. I know it's like
Yeah, no, I
this is
understand though.
but yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's how bad it. Well, that's yeah.
Yeah. I guess on that note, hopefully the changes Mark's making can get tested and pushed out pretty quick. I think that'll help a little bit with some of, people logging tickets before they've let things happen. Do you guys think there's a lot of that from what you've been dealing with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dean described it best. Like people open a new laptop, they see something they haven't seen before, and then they lodge a ticket. So, for example, that a few of those where they get stuck on this is setting up your device.
Yeah.
And it's got reset, retry, and either it's really broken or that will work. And you've got people lodging tickets for that.
Or the other one, anything.
Yeah, or the other one is they'll lodge a ticket. The other annoying one is they'll lodge a ticket for something, but then that won't be their problem. But then you'll call them up and they'll have another problem. But it won't actually be a problem. They'll want help with it. So, for example, there was one person who lodged a ticket saying, "Oh, it won't show up. The internet won't show up. I can't pick a Wi-Fi network," and that's because they've not picked one at the start of their device setup.
Oh, we're getting so many tickets.
Yeah. But that's because they've not picked one during their device setup.
Yeah.
But then the ticket changed to, now he needs a cable. So then I've had to wait a few days with the ticket to see if he can find a cable. When it's like, that's just one ticket in the queue, but it's just like. But like you said, there's not much you can do about it other than me ranting and letting you guys know that it's a thing on my mind. And look, I'm getting most of these tickets anyway to try and.
It's a bit of a tough one when the ticket changes, because ideally you want to kind of have a new ticket, and I guess we don't really want to ask the user to log something new, but maybe that's one that we kind of close the existing one and log a new one on behalf, or do something along those lines. Because it's and I've seen tickets come in that just say, "I need help setting this up," which is a bit, I'm sure is a bit frustrating for you guys, going, well, what's actually wrong? Like, it would be good to know what I'm getting myself into before I start talking to you.
Well, I had a half an hour phone call with a guy yesterday who had exactly that, and actually it'd been a ticket registered by his manager on his behalf, and basically spent half an hour going through, my Edge doesn't work. Okay, cool, try your Edge. Oh, it's working now, but it wasn't working before. Why is that? Okay, cool. Now my Chrome doesn't work. Okay, cool. Why your Chrome? Oh, it works now. And it's just like they want you to sit there and test every bit. And overall, the problem was his low internet connection was messing with everything else. But then he didn't quite believe me because he was like, no, my internet's 30, 40 megabytes per second. It's fine. Then we did a speed test and it came out as 10.
Yeah, not great.
But so again, I'm renting, but it's not the worst thing in the world based on the amount of laptops we deployed. It's just there, but also it's just tedious because that's the one.
I'll just let me just, out of interest for everyone, I'll throw an image or two in the chat.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, my Chrome's still not working.
Have you logged a ticket?
I can't actually.
Try opening Edge.
Just posted a couple of photos. Now this is still kind of early days, still in testing, but that's a quick look at what might become part of the setup process. I've just posted some pictures in the chat. It's a little pop-up window when they first log into the device that basically says stuff's happening, leave me alone. So you'll see, I think that the first image is one Liam took yesterday. He was doing a test build, and that's it early on. It says initializing, downloading Office, and there's a little progress bar. So hopefully that, I know that's not all of the tickets we're receiving, but hopefully that will just kind of let people know that something is happening, because it's a bit blind at the moment, I guess. Like it is a bit tricky to know that something is going on. So hopefully that kind of just highlights, yep, this is still in the process, don't touch it, don't do anything. Hopefully we see kind of less tickets logged too soon. Like you say, Chris, you know, you log it while nothing works, but then an hour or two later when we actually talk to you, it's all working because it's done the setup, you know. So hopefully we can avoid some of that kind of stuff, because I appreciate it's probably wasting a bunch of your time doing that.
I would never say wasting, because it's actually a user with a technical problem, but it's just that they've got instructions to help there. I think the progress bar will help. I think so. I saw that yesterday on Liam's computer, and I reckon that's a good trick. That will help.
Yeah, there's a few other bits and pieces. There's like they're looking at an installation UI for apps, so that will be quite good as well. It'll say I'm doing, you know, this is installing, and it'll prompt for restarts and whatnot. So, I mean, you guys would have heard in the support chat yesterday, we've got a bunch of people still on 1903 because they haven't restarted their machine. So we're investigating what kind of forcing of a restart we can do. Jamie wants to work out how soft it actually is, whether or not it's just suddenly the device shuts down, because that's probably not great, or whether we can kind of do some prompting and stuff. It'd be quite interesting. But you know, that seems to be one part of one of the issues, and then maybe the other issue is some of these devices that haven't built themselves properly. Luckily, you know, out of 400, we're looking at about 10, and of that list of 10, 5 or so of them were personal ownership, which basically means they've definitely screwed it up. In that they've kind of probably done an offline profile. So I'm sure there's probably tickets logged for those ones already. The interesting ones will be the ones that have named themselves incorrectly but still say they're corporate owned. That's probably more of the one that needs to be looked through. Has anybody got any?
Doesn't Windows tell you to reboot after an update like that anyway?
It's a bit interesting, eh? Like the new Windows 10 pop-up, I think it gives you a couple of options. There's like pick a time, restart now, and
schedule a restart. Your organization has made sure that your computer restarts in the next 3 days. I guess so. There's that wise. Yeah, it'd be interesting why that's not working.
So we've got essentially a deadline setting, right, which is currently set to 3 days. So for all updates, the deadline is 3 days, and then it should restart. And it's quite interesting because I had an experience personally where I had an update and I hadn't restarted for a couple of days, and it did eventually force it on me. I'm pretty sure it did. But it seems like we've got a bunch of users where that's not happening for them. So, but interesting there. We'll get Jamie and Mark to look at it. But yeah, the one person that Jamie dealt with yesterday just seems to have not shut down their device. They might have been sleeping or hibernating it each night, but it didn't properly restart. And as soon as he actually manually clicked the restart button, it did all the updates. So, sometimes it might actually be simple as restart your machine, as we like to do in IT, but it might actually be that. Either way, we are looking at, just because of the 1903 to 1909 update, that's quite an important one, especially as part of the initial setup. So just looking at what we can do there to force that one. A 3-day deadline will be fine for pretty much everything else, but that's a pretty key one as part of our setup, getting it onto 1909, because of the issues with installing apps and some of the other stuff that goes on. So there's stuff going on in the background that should hopefully cut down these numbers. I know it feels like we're almost getting more tickets for the last 100 that we've deployed than the first kind of 300, but maybe that's just a perspective thing. It's slowed down now, it's more manageable.
We've also done, and I don't know if it was in this meeting or the next one. We've also done a really good job. Like we've deployed over, like, all of us collectively have deployed over, like, what, 400 or 500 laptops now.
Yeah,
and the
we're
main
nearing
yeah.
on 500, I would say. We're
Yeah,
between the 400 and 500.
And the main issues we've got are around change and people adapting to it during a global epidemic, which is presumably going to be a bit of a hassle anyway. So I know
absolutely.
I'm the main one ranting, but there are worse problems to have. Which is cool.
Absolutely. Has anybody got any kind of anything they need help with? Anything they want to call out?
Ben, sorry. I think this is a late notification. I'm currently doing a live streaming via YouTube. So
Okay.
we're streaming the Microsoft Teams because Adam and Andrew asked me yesterday to investigate about how to do a live streaming because I think they will. There's a meeting next week,
Mm.
so
Okay.
they want to do a live streaming via Microsoft Teams. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just a
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah, via Teams. What was that about YouTube, though? Sorry, did you
So
say YouTube?
yes, so they want. So it's a Microsoft meeting like this,
Yep.
and they want to live stream,
On
public live
YouTube.
stream. Yep,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sounds a bit interesting.
yep. So they went to Microsoft, and Microsoft recommended this OBS software
Yep.
to do the video capture and do the live streaming via YouTube.
Okay. All right. Is that like a meeting that they want the public to see?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Yep.
Okay. I would have thought they'd go along the kind of Facebook lines, but that's cool.
Yep.
Whatever
Okay.
works.
Yep.
Cool. No, good stuff. Anything else? Anyone? Any major issues anyone's got?
I've still got. I said it's working, but my email's working, but my Teams and web browser is not. So I'll
So
keep
what
trying
actually-
it though. Yes.
What actually happened? Was it an Office update or was it Windows update?
I turned on my PC this morning, and I pressed Outlook, and the first thing it came up with was your Office is updating. It came up with a little orange box with the Office stuff on it.
Yeah.
Now my VPN keeps having intermittent errors, saying it can't connect to the server. I can't connect to the remote desktop connection terminal server. My Outlook says it's connected to Exchange, and I'm receiving emails up to date. But if I go onto a web browser, it just says DNS probe finished NX domain. And I'm currently using my phone, which is connected to my home Wi-Fi without any issues. I could probably fix it out, but it's
Just out of interest, what's
interesting.
your Office version? If you go into File, Office account.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look,
Chris, you're the only one who is getting all the problems. Wow.
I know, hey.
We are getting
No.
bored here.
I am the problem. That's the thing. Let's have a look. Where's the if I open up Office, how do I get to the version number?
Just in Outlook, go File.
Oh yeah, true.
Office account.
Mm.
So it sounds like you've got actual VPN issues, but I'm
Yeah,
actually interested.
build version is 1908. Build 11929.
20648.
Yeah, no, 20708.
Oh, 20708. Ah.
Yeah, 11929.20708.
Okay, so you've received kind of a mid-level. Oh, that's interesting. I thought, given we were, that must be a security patch. Okay, that's interesting.
Well,
I'm just
it's
wary
very
that it
secure.
might go out to other people.
It's very secure. It's
I might
very.
I might manually do that on mine.
So
and see what happens.
secure, you can't get him.
I know Rick secretly likes to pick on me, man. I know it.
No, it sounds like you got some VPN issues though, with the rest of the
Yeah.
stuff. If you can't access anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I can figure it out. It's not a.
Yeah, give it a go, and then if not,
See you soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
see you in the
if not,
office, mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shit. Oh, damn it. I was going to be like, I could start on the wine. Great.
Actually, while I remember, David Hawkins popped over and said it was, I think, was it you, Chris? Said it was
yesterday.
Yeah. Well, he said it was pretty much good. There were just a few minor things that he thought were still kind of a bit off. So if you did the original setup, would you mind once you're working, or if you're working,
Yeah.
checking back in with him and just seeing what that was?
Yep, no problem. I can send him a message on my phone as well, just let him know. He and the other execs are a little bit stressed at the moment with the drought. So if you're asking for anything, just keep that in mind.
We're not asking for anything.
Oh yeah, but it was interesting. I was in the room and everyone was calling Marlon asking for like a couple of $1 million.
Easy, casual. All right, cool. Anything else from anyone? Yeah, cool. All right, well, we'll leave it there. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
Later.
Cheers.